Hi everyone, Carolina here from Creations Handmade. Welcome to my channel. This is the last part of my Waterfall Folio tutorial. I apologize because this video has been a long time overdue, but as you know, these recordings were not meant to be a tutorial. After I posted a video of my folio, I received several requests, so I decided to turn them into a tutorial. Unfortunately, I lost the files that I used for this video. I finally found them and I was able to make the tutorial. There's a few pieces missing, but I will walk you through them. I hope the tutorial is easy to follow, and let's begin. We're going to make a change from the way I did it initially. We're going to start placing ribbon to the left cover of our folio. So you'll need to cut a piece of ribbon that measures 16 inches and it's no wider than a half an inch. Stretch your ribbon and make a mark at the 6th inch and then at the 10th inch. You're going to need to cut a piece of double-sided tape that measures 4 inches and place it starting at the 6-inch mark that you made, and it's going to run all the way to the 10th inch mark. Run your scoring tool all over it so you can set the tape, and then you're going to place it right at the mark that you see there on the screen, right there. Now run your scoring tool all over it to set it, and we're going to start working with our cardstock pieces. You're going to pick the biggest cardstock piece and then you're going to round all the corners. That is going to be the base of our waterfall. Then you're going to have 7 smaller pieces that measure 4 inches by 4.5 inches. Round the corners on the 4 inches side, that would be your bottom. And then turn around your piece and score. You're going to score on the long side, on the 4.5 inch side. Score at the 4 inch. That is going to give you a 1/2 inch flap. Fold all your flaps, and then we're going to round the corners of one of the flaps. Keep the flap folded, grab your rounding tool, and then round the corners of that piece. So you should have 4 rounded corners there. Then we're going to apply double-sided tape to all the flaps, and I'm going to show you here where you need to apply them. So apply the double-sided tape right as you see there on the screen, and then we're going to peel off the double-sided tape of the piece that has the rounded corners on all corners. But first, we're going to grab the first piece and we're going to apply glue to it, and we're going to place it on our page there. Make sure that it's even top and bottom and that is center. Then run your scoring tool again to set your adhesive. Always do that when you apply adhesive. Now peel off the double-sided tape of the piece that has all the corners rounded. Keep the flap folded and then align it to the base as you see me doing there. Be careful, take your time because it's a little bit of a finicky process. And as you see there, that was the reason why we needed the flap folder to around the corners so it would match our base. Then remove the double-sided tape from all the other cards, and you're going to start placing them right at the edge of the flap that we've placed before, right as you see me doing over there. And again, take a little time because you want it to be straight. So I'm going to score all over the areas that have tape, and I'm going to keep placing all my pieces. So this is the last piece and we're going to complete our first waterfall. Now grab the base of the other one and repeat the process. Remember, before you do this, you have to do the same that you did on the other one. You have to cut the piece of ribbon, place it there with double-sided tape, and then you're going to glue your base over it and then glue all the other parts of your waterfall. Now you're going to grab 2 sheets of cardstock that measure 8.5 by 11 inches. You're going to score on the 11 inches side at 4 inches and then at 8 inches. And then you're going to fold it trifold style as you see there. Then remove the double-sided tape of the hinge, the first hinge, and we're going to place our first page. We have to make sure that the flap that is going to make our pocket is going to face the waterfall. And also, this is really important. Do not adhere your page flush to the edge of the spine. Leave an 1/8 of an inch gap in both sides. Now run your scoring tool to set the adhesive, and we're going to repeat the process on the other hinge. Remove the tape. This time, make sure again that the flap that is going to make the pocket is going to face the waterfall. And again, very important, do not adhere the page flush to the spine. Leave an 1/8 of an inch gap in both sides. Now run your scoring tool and we're done adhering our pages. I'm placing a little strip of cardstock to cover the area where I ripped a little after I removed the page because I wanted to change the design. Cut 2 strips of paper that measure 1/2 inch by 8.5 inches and then adhere them to the sides of the spine that are adjacent to the waterfalls. It's looking so nice already. Now cut a piece of decorative paper that measures 8.25 inches by 3 inches. Then glue it to the longer side of the first page as you saw there. Now we're going to place 1/8 inch double-sided tape on the shorter side as I'm doing there. Then fold it against the other flap to make your pocket. Run your scoring tool. And then I already adhere a piece that measures 8.25 by 2.75 inches of decorative paper on top of it. We're going to repeat the same process for the other page. So use the same measurements and the same process. Adhere your decorative papers and then adhere our 1/8 of an inch tape on the edges of our smaller flap. Fold it against the bigger one to make our pocket. Then adhere the other piece of decorative paper to the other side. Now cut a piece that measures 3/8 by 8.5 inches and glue it to the middle space in between the pages as I did there. Now it's time to decorate. I die cut 2 labels from a Spellbinder's die and I'm going to put them together with foam tape to give it more dimension. And then I'm going to use one of my Gorjuss girls to decorate. This one is part of the paper line from Centauro. I backed it up with black cardstock and some foam tape to raise her up. Now I'm going to use a gel pen to run some stitching on my cardstock. I'm using the Jelly Roll. This one's my favorite because it doesn't run after it dries like the Signal Uniball pen. Doesn't it look beautiful? I love how it's turning out. And now I'm going to show you how I adhere my ribbon when I made it. But I actually changed how I did it. The way I showed you how to do it at the beginning, it's better because you're going to run the ribbon under the base of the waterfall. And that way, it's going to make it less probable for it to come undone. So this is how I did it, but the way I show you how to do it, it's better. It's a better finish and it will last longer. I tied my ribbon up and it keeps the waterfalls put together. And now it's time to decorate again. I die cut a tag from a Spellbinder's die and then I scored it to make a little envelope. And I'm going to decorate using another one of the Gorjuss girls from the paper line. And I'm using a tag that I cut from the same dies that we are going to use later on to make our frames. You can go to town and decorate your folio any way you want. And finally, it's time to finish our middle pages. Cut 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 11 inches by 3.75 inches. Score on the long side, the 11 inches side at 6 inches, and then fold it. Round all 4 corners and insert the longer side of the tag at the top of the left page. Cut a piece of decorative paper that measures 2.75 by 3.75 and glue it to the bottom, leaving an 1/8 of an inch margin all around. Repeat the process on the top right of the next page. Remember to run your scoring tool every time you use any kind of adhesive to set it properly. Now you're going to cut a piece that measures 5 1/4 by 3 1/2 of the colored paper, round the corners on the 4 inches side, and then glue it to the top of your tag that you made that is going to fit at the top of your left page. Now use 2 nesting dies to cut a frame and glue a piece of acetate to the back. Then cut 3 thin pieces of foam tape and glue it to the back of the frame as I did there. Adhere it to your tag and you can insert it back at the top of the page. You need to repeat the process for the bottom tag of the right page. We're doing exactly the same thing that we did for the other side, but we're going to insert the tag from the bottom, so make sure that you glue everything on the right orientation. Use the center cuts that were left over from cutting your 2 frames to make 2 tags, decorate them, and then you can place them inside each frame. I'm again using some of the Gorjuss girls from the paper line, and then I'm using some trim here to put on my tags. I'm using black and white baker's twine, and then I'm also going to use my gel pen again to decorate the little tags. I stamped a little camera with white ink everywhere a picture could be placed, just so anyone could know how to use it. And this is the end of my Waterfall Folio tutorial. I hope you like it and it is easy for you to follow. If you have any questions or comments, let me know on the box below. If you liked my video, don't forget, click the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you back here soon for another video. Bye bye.